Hi everyone. So as you may have heard, we got an update. It released today as I'm recording this. I might upload this the day after, I'm not sure. But as you can see, 1.11, we have gotten an actual update. So this one, it's not really a lot of content. Like there's, the only content is really these two game modes, and then there's just a bucket of bug fixes. So this update and also this video are both not really about these game modes. They're really like, the important thing is these bug fixes, which like these are controversial to say the least and game ruining to say the most. So we'll get into it. I'm going to kind of format this weirdly. I'm going to jump around this list a lot because there's a few changes that are way more important than the others. But I will get to all the changes. But I'm going to go over the most important ones first, just so the lazy people can just learn what they need to know and get out. So anyways, Faction War continues as the More Like Minded Corp offers new challenges to players. New Faction War events will contain 2 new possible game modes, Power Up and Reactor Leak. So I've already played these. Honestly, they're both a little boring. Let's see. Power Up is... Yes, it's a lot like the money contract. In like the contract, where you run around and you activate the terminals. It's garbage for grinding coins, like faction credits. It's kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. I don't really like it, though. It needs like a massive credit buff. And the Reactor Leak, despite what this word might lead you to believe, this is not the Flash map, okay? So just calm down about that. This one is, there's a bunch of like terminals, and you run up, and you punch the terminal, and then you run to the next terminal. And then as you're doing this, yes, because this is like a nuclear facility or whatever, you constantly take like a bunch of damage. These terminals will sometimes spit out medkits to heal you, but otherwise it's really just a race to see how many you can do before you inevitably run out of health. This one, it's actually pretty good for credit grinding, I think. I think eggs is still the best, but this is really good specifically if you want to be greedy and not shoot your gun a lot, like you have to do with eggs. So if you have a lot of movement, the Reactor Leak is like pretty good. Would recommend. Anyways, that all being said, now to get to the bad part of the update. So let's see, I need to pull up my notes here. I've written a bunch of notes about this. Okay, first things first, this right here. Fixed bug where direct damage to bosses was being reduced by 50%. Weapons that deal direct damage will now deal more damage to bosses. Weapons that deal damage over time, e.g. Strip, Krakatoa, etc. were unaffected by this bug, will continue to do the same amount of damage. So this is Boss Double Dot, or BDD. That's what we called it in the SAS World Discord server. The bug that, well, what we thought the issue was is that damage over time was doing 2 times the damage that it should have, and normal damage worked fine, or direct damage. But what the actual bug is damage over time worked fine, and direct damage was only doing half as much of it should have. The end result is basically the same, which is that damage over time seems to be like really, really good, which is why we've been using the stripper for so long. Because this bug has been in the game probably since it came out, and we just never noticed and never reported it. Ninja Kiwi never fixed it. I do want to note, this is not a buff to gun stats. Like, if I really quickly exit out, what do I have equipped? Yes, my Tempest. This does 820.8 damage. It still did 820.8 damage in the previous update. So this number hasn't changed. This number hasn't changed. This number hasn't changed. None of the gun stats have actually changed, right? It was like, I probably shouldn't have left that. I would shoot at like a boss with this Tempest. It would say it does 820 damage. The boss would say, okay, I'm only going to take 410 damage. So the boss would just take half as much damage as it actually says. So now the boss will take the full 820 damage. And that's the bug fix. So the implication of this is that Stripper is just terrible. It's useless. You don't use Stripper, which is completely contrary to the mantra we've been spitting out for the past, like, forever, I know. But Stripper, it's nothing. It's useless. I cannot emphasize enough how bad it is. It's just $10,000. It's not Stripper, it's $10,000. So just sell immediately. You might think, like, isn't Stripper still good? Like, look, it says right here, like, we'll do the same amount of damage as before. Wasn't it really good before? It's like, yeah. Okay. Every other gun does twice as much damage now. So why would you keep using this thing if it does the same amount as before when everything else is twice as good? And the other implication of the change is that Medic is now completely useless. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I guess, like, there's another change further down here where BioBug got fixed. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But, like, basically the only redeeming quality of Medic before was that because of Boss Double Dot, you could use Stripper and at least kind of do damage. But now that that's been fixed, Medic has no damage, so there are 0 redeeming qualities to it. The only arguably useful thing about Medic is that it's good for healing at lower levels, but even that, like, once you get to higher levels, it just literally 0 uses. It's actively detrimental because it's a space in a lobby that could be taken up by, like, an assault to do more damage. My god, this is getting long already. I need to go faster. What else? Yes, Krakatoa got a buttload of nerfs. So where do I start? So 4 changes really came to this. So fixed a bug where Krakatoa would spawn a lava pool per zombie hit rather than per shot. This is Pierce Blast Effect. This is good. This is unquestionably good. Pierce Blast Effect was stupid. It's very good that that got fixed. Fixed a bug where high damage ammo bonuses are being applied twice to Krakatoa. This one's complicated, but basically high damage ammo would be applied to the gun damage, and then lava pools would base their damage on the gun damage, and then the lava pools would get boosted by high damage ammo again. So basically it got boosted by HDA twice. So that's good. Not complaining about that. I'm pretty sure that the BDD fix also affects it, because like it says here, Krakatoa. So that's kind of bad because now it'll be kind of left in the dust, same as Stripper. And then this is what really kills it, reduce Krakatoa base damage from 900 to 700. So now Krakatoa has gone from being ridiculously, stupidly overpowered to being basically useless. So don't use Krakatoa. What else? What's next? BioBug fix, yes. Where is it? Where is it? Fixed biosynthesis healing per bullet instead of per zombie death. They finally did it. They fixed BioBug. Oh my god, I'm so happy about this. This is good. Not complaining about this. This means that we don't have to use Shockfield anymore. But this change also literally doesn't matter. And the reason for that is down here, 1.10.2, the previous update. Where is it? Yes. Penetration scaling is what we're calling this, where zombies will ignore some of your armor. This is a thing on Flash. It's called, we refer to it as penetration, or like armor penetration. Because of this, tanking is basically impossible. No, not basically impossible. It is impossible. Like, you could deck yourself out with 25 tough body, full toughness build, get 45,000 health, 99% resistances, and you'd still die in like 2 shots in events. So basically what this means is that healing is useless because it doesn't matter if you have 1 health or if you have your full 40,000 health, you're still going to die in 1 hit, so why should you bother healing up? And as for everything else, once you're level 100, you take no damage because of 99% resistance. So like if you're playing Nightmare, you can literally just sit in a corner and take no damage ever, so you don't need healing there either. And this is, again, the other reason that Medic is useless, because you might think like, okay, BioBug's been fixed, so now Medkit is the only good way to heal. But again, you don't need healing, so why does Medkit matter? So, yeah, it's pretty bad, I guess. But, you know, on its own, this is a good change, and I'm not complaining about this. Without other changes, this might mean that we could use, like, Proposition for mobbing, or Tempest for mobbing, or Hotspot for mobbing, or Krakatoa for mobbing even. But combined with all these other changes, it's it's bad. Yes. Also, on the note of BGD fix, Shockfield is now the only gun that matters. Like, previously, like, Krakatoa was on top in terms of DPS. That's been knocked off. The next runner-up is Proton Arc. That's still the same. So you can actually use Proton Arc if you want. The next runner-up was Stripper. That's been knocked off. So now the best gun, other than a premium gun, which we're ignoring, is the Shockfield. That's the highest DPS gun in the game. And it just so happens that Shockfield is also the best mobbing gun. And, like, that's even ignoring Biobug. Biobug just made it, like, super excessive. But even without Biobug, it's, like, it's got really good damage, it's got high spread, it's got a high rate of fire. The small clip size is easy to deal with. Like, it's the best mobbing gun, even without Biobug. So now there's one gun, which is both best at mobbing and best at bossing. So you literally only need the one gun. Like, I'm not even joking when I say the meta is one Shockfield, deadly overclocked, adaptive, cohort and ad capacity. That I'm not exaggerating there. You only need one gun now, which is just so disappointing. Like, how has it gotten to this point? So I'm going to have a lot to say about those handful of changes. Anyways, that's basically it in terms of really big fixes. So I guess really quickly I'll run through all the other changes. Let's see, reduced boss HP for low-level teams. I don't really know what this means, but, you know, sounds nice. Maybe low levels won't have to spend 5 minutes killing Savage Devastators in Nightmare now. Increased boss HP in Apocalypse, Last Man Standing, Virus Sample, Faction More Game Modes. Okay. I'm going to make a Fixing SAS 4 video on events at some point, but, like, this is too much. It's very surprising that I'm saying that, but this is too much. Like, even this is too much, as we found out. Like, events in 1.10.1 were basically perfect. They could use some slight adjustments, but, like, everything after 1.10.1 is just excessive and actively detrimental. But again, video coming out on that soon. But, like, do not like this. That's bad. Fixed elite augment core is not giving enough damage, pierce damage over time. This is good. I believe this means that damage stacking works 100% correctly. I've verified that with calculations. I have not verified if it works that way in-game, but if it doesn't, then I'll make a video on it. But this is good. We like this. Biobug, fixed damage over time, not applying to stun zombies, fixed bosses not having temporary immunity to stun and recovery from it. So this is concussion dot bug. This literally doesn't matter because, first of all, stunning zombies is useless because just kill them faster. And second of all, it doesn't matter because dot guns suck now. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, despite this, do not use concussion. Just get 0 concussion, maybe get 1 concussion if you want, but, like, you don't need it. Fixed adrenaline seal, granting a higher fire rate speed increase than intended. I do want to note real quick, I'm actually on the wrong character for this. There is a visual bug at the moment where, like, it says it gives, like, no bonus at all. That's a visual bug. It works fine in game, I promise. So that's fine. Don't worry about that. Still get 25 adrenaline, for sure. What else? Fixed crash and power at level. I don't know which crash this specifically refers to, but I won't complain about crashing less. Changed power out to allow other types of bosses on Nightmare mode rather than being limited to Savage Mech. This is cool. So now we can play all 7 maps on Nightmare and get, like, unique, fun bosses. Krakatoa nerfs. Yeah, went over that already. Very sad still. Added a toggle to the settings screen and pause menu so players can disable screen shake. That's right here. I'm pretty sure, like, this should be off by default. I don't know why anyone would ever have this on. Oh, it's so nice. It feels so cursed, though, throwing grenades and your screen not, like, going everywhere. Updated timing for contracts. There would always be at least one contract available to play. Not complaining about this. There used to be periods where it'd be like, wait half an hour for the next contract. That sucked. That's gone now, so that's cool. Made improvements to the way we handle loot drops to reduce the chance of loot becoming stuck in areas players couldn't access. Loot that spawns only in accessible areas accessible by zombies will now be pushed out towards the player. This is good. Anyone who's played events basically knows that, like, the little spawning holes that they've added throughout the map, it's really easy for loot to get stuck up there. So now that loot should, like, gravitate towards you. So that's good. Don't know what's up with this, though. That's weird. Fixed a bug where players would gain 1 clip size despite not having bonuses to clip size. Fixed a bug where their fallen hand cannon could not benefit from faction war clip size bonuses. So this was, like, in 1.10.2 down here, they tried buffing Mastodon armor, but they accidentally, like, gave literally every gun plus 1 clip for some reason. So that's been fixed. And now Zerfallen and Hand Cannon should all get, like, plus 1 clip from Mastodon armor. So maybe Zerfallen might be decent with Mastodon now. Need to look into that, but, like, probably not. Zerfallen kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Faction War Egg Hunt will spawn zombies after 15 seconds, down from 30. Faction War Elimination will now display your kill total during the game. That's nice. Fix missing visuals in the vaccine map for events that would make it look like you could walk through over the walls. That was just a weird texture thing, so that's cool. Fix some incorrect text in the gun mod expert description. I remember that. That was fun. Hopefully this means they're gearing up to actually add AUG rewards. Ninja Kiwi, please. I really want my extra skill points. And various performance improvements. So that's the update. So now I'm going to, I would like to welcome back anyone who skipped from the start. I probably added like a timestamp at the start saying like skip to the end if you just want to hear the important stuff. So now I'm just going to go over the important stuff in like, I don't know, a few minutes. So basically these two events, Reactor Leak is good. We like Reactor Leak. Power Up kind of sucks. So play Reactor Leak if you have a lot of speed. Don't use Stripper. Literally sell Stripper. Stripper doesn't exist. Stripper is $10,000 now. It's garbage. Shockfield is the best gun in the game. Like, Krakatoa got dropped off. Stripper got dropped off, which means Shockfield is now the best gun in the game. It's the best at bossing because its competitors are gone. And it's also the best at mobbing because it's just good at mobbing. So Shockfield is the only gun you need. So get you a Shockfield, deadly overclocked, adaptive, core it and add capacity. Literally the only gun you need. I'm not exaggerating. You don't need a second gun at all. Biobug got fixed. So this doesn't really matter because everything either tickles you or just kills you instantly. So healing is honestly kind of useless at this point. Shout out to 1.10.2 penetration scaling. Medic, debatably useful at mid-levels for support, but the instant you hit level 96, just delete your character. Some other like quality of life changes, whatever, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I think that's about it. The other thing I want to mention is they patched some exploits. So I'm actually not in a faction war right now. I don't know why. So you can no longer time skip the armory. There used to be an exploit where you could just change your date and time to get like future armory stuff. That's been completely fixed. It's no longer possible. And it is also no longer possible to get infinite nightmare tickets. So that's been fixed too. Those two changes, very controversial. I'm going to have a lot to say about those changes. 99% of people will say those were both bad changes. Like, I won't really get into it because like it's worthy of its own video, but like people did those exploits for a reason. So like rather than just patching it and forgetting about it, Ninja Kiwi, if you're watching this, like, you should take notes. Like, maybe it's worth reconsidering how you do the armory so that items are more accessible and you don't have to wait literal years for certain items to show up. And like Nightmare, like, I understand wanting to limit it so you can like get money from premium tickets, but I would, if nothing else, increase the number of tickets maybe like that you get per day. Maybe add like a sort of collection pool, so if you don't play for a few days, the tickets don't go to waste. I don't know. Anyways, that's about all I have to say about this. Honestly, I would call this a bad update. Like, I would say I wish this update didn't happen, as crazy as that sounds. There's going to be a lot of work to be done, especially on our end in terms of this community. Like, we need to be loud and clear about what exactly we want. Because from what I can tell, Nukiwi seems to be just, I don't want to say like blindly following like the suggestions we're asking for, but like not to insult, but there's not a lot of thought being put into a lot of these fixes and changes. So like we're gonna have to say like exactly what we want and why. So I will hopefully be cranking out a lot more Fixing SAS 4 videos. It's currently approaching summertime for me, so hopefully I'll have more time to work on videos. But yeah, right now it is really not looking good for SAS 4. We're kind of going to enter some dark times, I think. But hopefully we'll be able to make it out. Hopefully some of these changes will be, I don't want to say reversed, but like at least dealt with. Anyways, to close off the video, I would like to give a proper burial to Krakatoa and to Stripper. Let me just switch those around. So it's been nice playing with you, and even you. And it's also nice that Tenacious stacks with base cores, but whatever. So goodbye to Stripper, goodbye to Krakatoa. You will be missed dearly. But with all that said, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Join SAS World, discord.gg/SAS4. I don't know, like, subscribe, stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for Fixing SAS 4 because I am going to have a lot to say after this update. But other than that, hope you enjoyed.